Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The South Dakota DCI is investigating an officer-involved shooting from Monday afternoon in Sioux Falls.
Assistant Chief of Police Nick Cook says around 5:40 p.m. officers were attempting to arrest a wanted man near the intersection of West 10th Street and South Garfield Avenue.
Cook says the suspect has multiple warrants out of Minnehaha County for burglary, possession of a controlled substance, and unauthorized ingestion of a controlled substance. He was also wanted in connection to an assault that took place Sunday.
So we were looking for the subject. We knew that he was wanted for several of the warrants that I described, the 3 warrants that were out of Minnehaha County. And then the main reason we were looking for him was from the shooting from yesterday where a person was shot in the head. Is in a critical condition.
Cook could not give out the man's name at this time.
More details are expected to come later from the DCI. Stay with KELOLAND News on air and online as we learn more.
Sioux Falls police are investigating a murder that happened inside of a central Sioux Falls townhome Thursday morning. When
they arrived, they found 36-year-old Daniel Marshall inside. He was unconscious and had visible injuries. Marshall was taken to the hospital and died 2 days later.
At this point, there are 3 people charged.
This call initially started off as an intoxicated subject call in which officers were sent to this apartment to look for an intoxicated subject that was refusing to leave the apartment.
44-year-old Sean Rubidoux is charged with murder. Witnesses told investigators they saw him hit, kick, and headbutt 36-year-old Daniel Marshall.
2 women are also charged in the case.
The woman who was pushed off a retaining wall near the 8th Street Bridge in downtown Sioux Falls has died.
39-year-old Doris Hyelk was unconscious when officers found her last week on Monday. On Monday, she died Sunday.
45-year-old Jubal Rattler is charged with aggravated assault. Depending on autopsy results, more charges could be added.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Travis. Good morning, everybody. Following chances for showers and thunderstorms, not for today, but as we do get into midweek and Thursday, lasting into Friday, we'll have these showers and thunderstorms in our forecast. For today, mostly sunny, warm, temperatures in the 80s and low 90s. 90s in central and western South Dakota. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. There are some new additions at Custer State Park. Some baby burros were added to the herd over the weekend.
As you can see, the first glimpse of the animals came with a rainbow in the background. The park reminds visitors to keep an eye out for the burros and to give them space.
23-year-old Hope Grismer from Sioux Falls is attempting to beat the fastest known run across the state.
She started Monday morning on the western border near Spearfish. The current record is 10 days, 7 hours, 16 minutes. Grismer hopes to run the 430 miles in 9 days. She's also raising money for Feeding South Dakota.
Digital reporter Gracie Terrell spoke with Grismer ahead of her run. You can find the full story and links to the donation page in a KELOLAND.com original on our website.
A first-of-its-kind event at Great Bear Ski Valley in Sioux Falls starts Friday.
Setup is currently underway for the Lally Cooler Music Festival at Great Bear and will take 4 days to complete. The 2-day festival will feature Pitbull and Sam Hunt, and it isn't a one-time thing.
We're committed to not doing this just 1 year. The Washington Pavilion wants to make this an annual event. We're bringing some great artists into town. Pitbull's coming in to highlight Saturday night. He's never been to South Dakota. So just some really great acts. You know, Sam Hunt on Friday night. We got TLC playing on Saturday. Corey and the Fireflies are playing on Saturday. Just a great lineup. And what a great community event. You know, Sioux Falls needs live music.
Gates open at 4 p.m. Friday with music to follow at 5:30. Saturday session opens at 2 p.m. with the first artist taking the stage at 4.
Tickets are still available. We provided a link with this story on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, and watching the weather forecast for the weekend. Of course, thunderstorms, shower chances will be coming in again before the weekend. We had storms last night, too. A lot of those southwest of Sioux Falls. Some pretty dynamic skies here. This is a picture from Tina on YouShare at KELOLAND.com. See the structure of that storm. That's the, well, part of it, at least the updraft, and then eventually kind of a shelf cloud feature there that ended up pushing out some strong, damaging winds and also hail with it, too. So quite quite a collection of pictures there. A lot of rain in Vermilion. They had some urban flash flooding there as over 2 inches reported, at least estimated on Doppler radar in that area of Clay County and extending into central Union County of southeast South Dakota. Also quite a bit of rain there north of Yankton. Yankton Airport ended up about 40 to 50 hundredths of rain. Well, there's the frontal system now pushing away, so it looks like for the most part dry skies. We've had a couple of isolated showers there in parts of central South Dakota this morning, but for the most part the air mass has stabilized quite a bit. So temperatures will stay in the 70s today in the northeast from Sisseton to Watertown. We'll pick up 90-degree weather though in the central and west, Pierre and Rapid City in that range. Sioux Falls will be back in the middle 80s. Looking ahead toward tonight, no real organized rainfall, but there are a couple of hints at a thunderstorm area northeast Nebraska, maybe extending a little west of Yankton tomorrow morning. Just something to mention there verbally in the forecast if you're out that direction. And then what's going to happen tomorrow is we're going to kick in the heat and some humidity. So we've got some ingredients for new thunderstorms Wednesday evening. We'll kind of focus up West River on that. And then we'll see if those things hold together. There's still pretty good evidence that that would take place here. So a broken line of storms in central South Dakota. Timing on this looks kind of late for Sioux Falls. If that's going to hold together, it's probably going to come in after midnight. That's a 3 in the morning picture. And then, of course, we get into Thursday, and we could plant the scenery here of a few more storms late in the day. Again, that's going to depend on how much we get the night before, too, a little bit. So we've got some players to kind of keep an eye on, but that would develop some storms in the southeast, maybe late Thursday afternoon or Thursday night. And then really the main parent low comes in out of North Dakota late Thursday night and early Friday. And then there's kind of a secondary batch of rain that could develop with that. So I think it's pretty safe to say it's a little more active. And by the way, Friday's forecast could easily get contaminated with some leftover rain. So if that happens, we're going to drop those temperatures a little bit more. So keep an eye on that. It is short-lived, though, because we're already going to ricochet back as we head into the weekend. And early bird indicators would suggest by Sunday, we're going to have widespread 90s and even some 100-degree weather in western South Dakota. So you kind of got to keep track of all these ups and downs. Sioux Falls, we're going to head up to 90 tomorrow, 90 on Thursday. Let's bring down the temperature Friday into Saturday, upper 70s, low 80s. There's still a pretty good chance of some rain, though, on Friday. So that, again, to kick off your weekend is going to be a factor to consider. Aberdeen in the northeast, looking at 90-degree weather potential tomorrow and Thursday. That will help to support some of those storms that come in late Wednesday night, and then that next cycle of weather Thursday night and into Friday. But right now at this point, Saturday looks pretty comfortable. Sunday, the heat, starting to edge back in. And look at the heat coming in for Pierre. We're talking maybe low to mid-90s on Sunday. That's got some potential to be revised upward, and mid-90s on Monday. So it is July. We're going to get some heat. But the thing about it is that we still continue with some frontal systems coming through. So as those opportunities come around the bend, it's going to keep our storm chances coming back. That's true for Rapid City again, especially I would say let's watch Wednesday evening and then another round Thursday night into early Friday. All right, that's your weather. Check out the details with the rest of the forecast online at KELOLAND.com.